The day began like any other day in Akanmu, with thin smoke rising from clay kitchens and the smell of boiling yam spreading gently through the air. Roosters crowed without fear. Children ran barefoot across the red earth. Old men argued under the udala tree, their voices slow and familiar. No one expected betrayal to walk in before sunset. The village once had a protector. His name was Sadiq. People called him the one with steady hands. Sadiq was not rich, but strength lived in his body. His shoulders were shaped by famine, his palms hardened by years of labor. His clothes were simple, plain wrappers, faded shirts, but always clean. His beard was neatly kept, his eyes calm, his face the kind that made people trust without knowing why. Whenever trouble came to Akanmu, Sadiq stepped forward. When floods swallowed farms, he helped rebuild. When sickness spread, he carried the weak through the night. When anger threatened war, his voice cooled hot blood. People said, as long as Sadiq stands, Akanmu will stand. And for a long time, it was true. Years earlier, a strange sickness entered the village like a curse. Children burned with fever. Mothers cried until their eyes dried. Elders offered sacrifices, but the sickness did not listen. Sadiq did not panic. He walked into the forest alone. For 3 days, he did not return. On the 4th morning, he came back thin and weak, smelling of leaves and smoke. His eyes were tired, but his hands held herbs nobody recognized. He boiled them, whispered old words his grandmother taught him, and bathed the sick with the bitter water. Slowly, the fever broke. People who had already dug graves filled them back. They lifted Sadiq onto their shoulders. "Our savior," they shouted. "Our shield. Our blessing." Sadiq only shook his head. "It is not me," he said quietly. "It is knowledge older than all of us." But villages forget quickly. Jealousy arrived quietly, pretending to be concerned. Whispers started at night. Why does Sadiq know so much? Why does the forest answer him? Since when does one man matter more than elders? The whispers reached Chief Baligan, the village head, a man whose rings were heavy and whose pride was heavier. He did not like the way people listened when Sadiq spoke. He did not like the way children ran to Sadiq first. Power hates shadows that grow taller than it. One evening, as the sun melted into the earth, Chief Baligan called a meeting. The village square filled. Women tightened their wrappers. Men leaned on staffs. Sadiq stood quietly at the edge. Chief Baligan raised his hand. "My people," he said, "there is danger among us." Murmurs spread. "What danger?" someone asked. The chief's eyes turned slowly toward Sadiq. A man who enters the forest and returns with strange power. A man who heals without permission. A man whose voice is louder than tradition. Silence fell hard. Sadiq stepped forward. "Father," he said calmly, "everything I did was for Akanmu." Chief Baligan struck the ground with his staff. "Silence. Is that not how witches speak, soft and convincing?" Gasps burst from the crowd. "Witch? Did he say witch?" Fear changed faces. "My people," Sadiq pleaded, his voice firm but heavy, "you know me. You ate from my farm. Your children slept in my arms when sickness burned them." A woman cried. Another man spat. "Even witches help before they destroy," someone shouted. Fear had taken control. That was the day Akanmu turned against its own savior. They stripped Sadiq of respect first. Then they stripped him of his home. They dragged him through the square, dust covering his skin, his wrapper torn. His face was bruised, but his eyes searched the crowd, not for escape, but for understanding. His mother, Mama Zainab, ran forward, her white hair loose, her voice shaking. "My son is not evil," she cried. Someone pushed her aside. "Old woman, sit down." Sadiq knelt before her briefly. "Go home, Mama," he whispered. No matter what happens, remember, I love you. They dragged him into the forest and left him there like a curse. The forest did not reject him. Rain fell that night, heavy and angry. Sadiq sat beneath a tree, wounded, cold, silent. Is this the reward for goodness? He asked the darkness. His grandmother's voice answered in memory. When people cannot destroy your spirit, they destroy your name. Sadiq breathed deeply. I am still alive, he said. So my work is not finished. Months passed. Akanmu began to suffer. Crops failed. Children fell sick again. Quarrels turned violent. One night, Chief Balegan collapsed, screaming in pain. His body twisted. Foam filled his mouth. The healers failed. Fear returned. Someone whispered what everyone feared. Only Sadiq can save him. At dawn, the same men who chased him away entered the forest with bowed heads and shaking gifts. They found Sadiq sitting calmly by a fire, stronger than before. Chief Balegan crawled forward, dust staining his fine clothes. Forgive me, he cried. Save me. Sadiq looked at him for a long time. I will heal you, he said slowly, not because you deserve it, but because I refuse to become what you made me. He healed the chief. But he did not return. Akanmu survived. But it was never the same. Until today, elders tell the story softly at night. Be careful how you treat the one who saves you today, because when you need them again, they may save you, but they will never belong to you again.